Like Mallory over there. Mallory's one of our speakers as well. Oh, an announcement. Thanks, Steve. Or
You want me to do it?
if you want to do it, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when okay, I'm gonna ring the bell and then when announcements, I'll have you come up.
Okay.
Good morning. Welcome, everyone. We are so glad that you are here on this cool, cold day. And so please take your seats and silence your phones. We're going to have announcements first before the service starts. Carrie, did you want to? I know you just sat back down, but you can come back up if you have your announcement real quick. We have a couple announcements here.
Oh, I'm electric. Okay, sorry, everybody. My name is Carrie Vine. I use the pronoun she, her. I just wanted to let everybody know that this evening at First Christian Church, we're going to be doing a Care Not Cuts food drive, part of Citizen Action Illinois, which I'm a community organizer for. So we're going to have food catered in by Bake Me Happy, and we're going to raise funds to donate to Carbondale United, who is doing their free sale, their free giveaway event next Saturday. So if anybody wants to come out, it'll be a kind of a cool time just to kind of talk about the state of SNAP and food benefits right now. So thank you. Oh, I am so sorry. Thank you, Laura. It is tonight from 5 to 7 p.m. at First Christian Church. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. If you want to submit an announcement to be read, please write it on a slip of paper, and there is a basket in the back row. Bring it up, raise your hand, or if you have a written announcement ready to collect, bring it up. If you're on Zoom, put your announcement in the chat box at this time. Thank you. I got a couple here. So today it is Potluck Sunday today. Please help clean up after the enjoyment of our meal and conversation. Thank you. And then next Sunday is the bread service. So please sign up to bring bread on the sheet in the commons area up here, or see Linda Linson. I think Linda's in here somewhere. Oh, 2 weeks from today. I'm sorry. It's 2 weeks from today. Yeah. All right. Okay. There are always announcements on the back of your printed order of service, and we try not to repeat those verbally. The same announcements are in the email that go out every Sunday morning, and more that don't fit on the printed sheet. So if you're a newcomer this morning, we would like to extend a special welcome to you. We are so glad that you are here. If you'd like to know more about what's going on at the fellowship 7 days a week, please give us your email address. If you're here at the fellowship, you can fill out one of these blue welcome cards, leave it on your chair or give it to a greeter. If you're online, go to the link in the chat to fill out our welcome card there. Current members can use the welcome card to update their information as well. We hope that you'll stay here for the potluck after the service so we can get to know each other, or stay online to chat at the Zoom. Since we are here in a time of ministry and covenant, we are asking that we hold all applause until the end of the service. We've been doing the jazz hands, or during the service, if you feel so moved. We can thank everyone for their contributions at the end. So now we want to share our volunteer appreciation for October. Joni Bailey, Susan Lutton, Benita Powell, and Benita's grandson, Ricky, for working 2 hours on October 18th, trimming, cleaning, and sprucing up the grounds here at Cuff. Joyce Shepard, for making sure everything that was supposed to go to Turley Park for the combined Church of the Good Shepherd and Cuff picnic was redirected to our commons due to the very windy weather. Max Brandt, Renee Schwartz, Susan Lutton, Benita Powell, Carolyn Fernand, for preparing the commons for the diverted picnic. They made sure the serving tables were ready and helped all to feel welcome. A special thanks to Susan Lutton for rushing to the store to add needed sandwich makings so it would be enough for everyone. Laura Basanta, Gilletta and Max Brandt, Susan Lutton, Joyce Shepard, Rhonda and Frank Kosmicki, Kathy O'Laughlin, Bill Sasso, Ann Levin, Miriam Link Mullison, Susan Lutton, Gypsy, and Linda Linson for providing a fabulous family fun fall festival for the community. The kids romped through the prairie, played games, and were creative while their parents ate popcorn, apples, and got to know each other better. For all of the pagans and non-pagans in our community who participated in the Samhain service, especially Eric Terrell, Joanna Haas, Gypsy, Elena Floyd Kennett, Judy Grosskind, Nan Sorrells, Laura Van Abeman, Bill Klein, Heather O'Malley, Carrie Vine, and Kurt Wilson. Gene Presanta for his commitment to every aspect of the continuation of this fellowship. Darby Ortolano, Joni Bailey, Jerry Malumbi, Joyce Shepard, Carolyn Ferdinand, Benita Powell, and Brennan Baker for their diligent help in cleaning up after the second Sunday potluck. Laura Basanta, Debbie Blommer, Judy Crosskind, Janet Harris, Tim Hoke, Jen Salamone, Sarah Starbuck, Eric Terrell, Gilletta Brandt, and Amy Weber for the magnificent job they are doing to create meaningful, musical, and balanced Sunday services every single week. Pat Elsed for donating her 50-year-old Norfolk Island pine and ficus trees to Cuff. They help to continue our green sustainability and offer oxygen to our environment. Benita Powell and Carolyn Ferdinand for our plant tenders. Not only does Carolyn make sure we have fresh cuttings from her gardens in the sanctuary, but she and Benita are always our plant waterers. Benita Powell for organizing and facilitating the RE visit from Free Again, which the children and youth really enjoyed, and helping in RE 2 more times. RE thanks you. Kathy O'Laughlin for helping in RE both September and October and for being awesome. Being someone we can count on. Gilletta Brandt for helping in RE regularly and being willing to adjust her schedule when we most needed people. Linda Linson for helping in RE both September and October, including tossing the inflatable globe with the kids outside. Susan Lutton for helping in RE and bringing in lots of wonderful leaves for our leaf print chalice cloth. And Lee Leonard for helping in RE and jumping in last minute to help when we needed extra people. Wow, we have a lot of volunteers. Thank you so much, everyone.
Welcome to the Carbondale Unitarian Fellowship, located on the unceded traditional lands of the first people of present-day Southern Illinois, the Miami, Osage, Kaskaskia, and Quapaw. The fellowship is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association, sharing the good news of Unitarian Universalism with folks throughout the region. Our good news is a message of love, freedom, reason, respect, and justice as the basis for religious community. I'm Steve Pittman. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm a member of the Social Action Team and the Second Thursday Covenant Group. And today, for the first time, I'm your co-facilitator for the services.
And I'm Alex Waller. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm on the Board of Trustees here and also on the LGBTQ welcoming congregation.
We are a congregation of open minds and hearts, all ages, all colors, all genders, all abilities, all kinds of wealth, and all kinds of love. Now, I invite those of you who are on Zoom to switch to gallery view so we can wave at each other and you can see us waving at you, connecting our congregations over space. I never know which camera to wave at, so. I should ask, right?
So currently, Cuff is lay-led, with the Sunday service team planning our services using the rich spirit and many talents of our congregation's members and friends. In addition to members, services may include guest speakers and ministers. This year, we will also join with our friends at the Church of the Good Shepherd for some special Sunday services. So join us on Sunday morning or at our Wednesday evening Vespers on Zoom as we continue our search for a minister. Now let's center ourselves for the music of the prelude.
Our chalice lighting reading for today is titled The Abundance of Our Lives Together by Katie Savani Gelfand. We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of abundance and we celebrate our lives together. In this sanctuary, okay. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity. Authentically and gently of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us. Our chalice is lit. Now, with intention, Alex puts a pebble in our bowl of water, letting it ripple out beyond our knowing. All are invited to do the same thing with any intention, joy, sorrow, or other feeling you may have during musical parts of the service.
So now is the time in our service where we share our sorrows and joys in the fellowship. We are asking that folks kind of keep their sharing a brief so we allow time for everyone who wants to share. So a time for personal milestones of emotional and spiritual significance. Some of us come today with heavy hearts. We open our hearts to you. So will those of us who have a deep personal concern or sorrow, please come forward. And if you're on Zoom, please raise your hand.
So our social service recipient for November is the Rainbow Cafe. And here to tell us some about the Rainbow Cafe is Tim Rice. Tim, would you come up?
Good morning, everyone. Tim Rice. I am on the board of directors with Rainbow Cafe. And I appreciate so much you asking me to be here this morning. I was here a week ago taking pictures and one of you was here. So want to alleviate their fears about this strange man wandering around in the yard taking photographs. It was something I was doing for an exhibit we had at the gala last night. I want to express our deep gratitude for the Unitarian Fellowship, not just for your generosity this morning, but for your steadfast support over the years. We began 25 years ago with a simple spark, a few people who saw a need for a safe, affirming space for LGBTQ youth right here in Southern Illinois. That spark caught flame because of faith communities like this one. CUF was one of our very first sponsors. From the beginning, you believed that all people deserve to be met with dignity, love, and understanding. There were many people from this congregation that were in the chairs at that very first meeting. And you've contributed so much to where we are today. Your Sunday offering continues that legacy. The funds you raise help sustain our programs for youth and young adults, our community education and advocacy work, our health programs, and our efforts to create a truly welcoming Southern Illinois for everyone. We've grown a lot since those early days. Our programs now reach across various age groups and communities, from youth drop-ins and support groups to college and adult gatherings, to advocacy and public education. And we have our own clinic that we've opened next door to serve the mental health and wellness needs of our community. But at the heart of it all is still that same spark: connection, compassion, and courage. CUF has been with us through so many of those chapters, showing up, volunteering, donating, and offering words of encouragement when they mattered the most. You've helped us keep that flame burning, not just for Rainbow Cafe, but for our community. So from all of us at Rainbow Cafe, thank you. Thank you for your faith, for your hard work, for your kindness, and for helping light the way forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tim. And if I'm correct, Tim is also one of the original founders of Rainbow Cafe, and we are really grateful that you are on the board. In our fellowship, we share so many things: time, effort, talents, spirit, and money. We share with this fellowship and for the needs of the fellowship, but we also share with our greater community beyond these walls. You may contribute to the fellowship or to our social action offering recipient for November, which is Rainbow Cafe, that Tim told us about. More information about the group is in your order of service and this morning's email. Checks should be made payable to CUF, and you can also donate via PayPal and online. The link is in the chat and in your order of service. Use the check memo area or the note area in PayPal if you wish to specify a contribution to Rainbow Cafe. I would also like to mention that Tesserae, our beautiful queer choir that is here today, has up on the table right when you walk out here in this front table, there's a donation jar and a QR code that you can donate to them. So if you can donate to them, that would be great. If you can support them November 22nd and 23rd at 6 p.m., they will be at the Presbyterian Church. We can all go see them and support too. So also remember that your spare change makes a difference. All of the coins collected during the offering are sent to the UUA Annual Program Fund, which provides important resources to UU congregations, including CUF. So please join me now in our unison offering reading, printed in your order of service and on screen. Freely we have received of gifts that minister to our needs of body and spirit. Gladly we bring to our fellowship and its wide concerns a portion of this bounty. Your contributions in all forms are gratefully received.
Taking a drive, I was
Wow. So the reading I'm going to share is simply called Gratitude. It's by Lucy Maud Montgomery. I thank thee, friend, for the beautiful thought that in words well chosen thou gavest to me. Deep in the life of my soul it was wrought, with its own rare essence to ever imbue me, to gleam like a star over devious ways, to bloom like a flower on the dreariest days. Better such gift from thee to me than gold of the hills or pearls in the sea. For the luster of jewels and gold may depart, and they have in them no life to give the giver. But this gracious gift from thy heart to my heart shall witness to me in thy love forever. Yea, it shall always abide with me as a part of my immortality, for a beautiful thought is a thing divine. So thank thee, O friend, for this gift of thine. Now I'd invite Mallory Swafford to come and talk to us about practicing gratefulness.
Good morning. I've discovered since I started teaching middle school that I lose my voice in the fall when the weather changes and again in the spring. So I'm sorry you'll get the raspy version of me. I'm sure when I'm slated to speak in the spring, this will happen again. Okay. Today, I am grateful for the opportunity to speak at CUF again, for the absolutely stunning music that we've had. And for the fall colors, which feel like they're hitting way harder than they have the last few years. And I have really appreciated that this week. I started my gratitude practice right when I felt there wasn't much to be grateful for. When I felt we were lost to fear and hate, I felt a call to start sharing gratitude, to try to share a little bit of light in a world that felt as if it was backsliding into darkness. In a sense, I chose something to control when I felt like everything was out of control. Today, I'm going to talk about a few of those gratitude practices I have been working on over the last year or so, how they have worked for me, and expand on how we can engage in gratitude in a meaningful way. Things I am grateful for this morning. The sun still came up. It really is a beautiful morning. Greta seems healthy and in good spirits. When I woke up, Ben was still there sleeping peacefully. I put a little blend my mom and sister got me in my coffee, and it gave me a little extra warmth, which was needed. This was my first gratitude post. It came the day after the last presidential election. I was kind of surprised the sun still came up. In an effort not to slip into a perpetually glum state, I decided to start that daily gratitude practice that I could share with others that were feeling similarly. I started making a gratitude post on social media every day. Today, I am grateful for. I tried to put little things in. Today, I'm grateful for the perfect fall leaf or the beautiful full moon or getting to see my daughter Iva dress up for crazy day at school. They're little things, the little bits that make life beautiful. They are often so small and so fleeting that we forget to acknowledge them. I find myself looking for little things to be grateful for now, little things I can take a picture of or share with others. If you're not the type of person that loves to share personal details online, many people participate in a gratitude journal that functions the same. Over time, I have exercised my gratitude muscle. The first few months, I'd sit on my porch in the mornings and reflect on the day before. What was there to be grateful for? Did anything good actually happen? Now, a year later, the gratitude is easy to find. It swirls around me so abundantly, it's hard to pick just a couple to share each day. I don't post a gratitude post every day anymore. I try to get in a few a week. But every day, internally, I take a moment to stop and appreciate my cat yawning in an adorable way, the beauty of the old growth trees on my street, or the lab I taught at school that day seeming to stick with my students instead of devolving into 8th grade chaos. Another practice I have enjoyed recently is something I call gratitude sheep. I've been plagued with dreams centered around anxiety for most of my life. And along with my social gratitude practice, I've started counting gratitudes as I fall asleep at night. Today, I'm grateful for, and I run through the day, all the little and big things that come to mind. At some point, I drift off thinking about how great my life really is and sleep far more soundly than I used to. In fact, studies have shown that practicing a gratitude routine before bed, people that do that regularly report better and more restful sleep. I have also found I feel more primed for a good day the next morning. I wake up in gratitude as well. Instead of falling asleep anxiously rushing through what tomorrow might look like and waking up ready to tackle my never-ending list of to-dos, I slow down in the evenings. I'm grateful for my beautiful little life, and I wake up thinking about those things also. I'll fall out of practice every now and then, and I seem to catch myself when my dreams become more anxious. I'll realize that I've fallen back into the habit of running through all the things I didn't get done the previous day and what I need to get done tomorrow, and those anxieties carry over into my dreams. When this happens, I course correct and I notice quickly that my sleep becomes more restful and my dreams more peaceful than before. The last gratitude practice I would like to share with you is noticing the glimmers. A glimmer is the opposite of a trigger. Where a trigger sends you into a spiral of anxiety, a glimmer is something that helps to spiral you into a happier, calmer space. They're nice little anchor points in the world. Some people explain them as anything that sparks a moment of joy, but I think my glimmers of is a little bit more concrete. They're not necessarily the biggest and best things that have ever happened to me. They're more like the things that bring me a deep sense of calm or oneness. One of the glimmers I like to hold on to is this antique store on Cherokee Street in St. Louis. It's right by my favorite coffee house in the city, and I try to make it to both of those places a couple times a year. Almost every time we walk into this antique store, there's a woman sitting at the counter giving someone very pointed but solid advice over the phone. She never holds any punches, but you can tell whoever's on the other end is really getting some good advice. I never know who she's talking to, but I am absolutely sure they are listening intently because I drift through the store, absent-mindedly viewing knickknacks and absolutely entranced with her words. Every time we stop in, it's the same. A window into her routine. I don't even know her name, but it reminds me that everyone around me has a life just as complex as mine, even when I am not around. And when I'm not in that store, she probably is. Handing out advice surrounded by generational treasures and sunbeams with dust floating through the air. I like to think about that place when my life feels as if it's moving too fast and I can't keep my feet under me. Time seems to move slower when I think of her in that store. I would like us to pause here and contemplate these gratitude practices for a moment. You can jot down a couple things if you feel so called. Let's briefly take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Feel present. Reorientate your attention towards yourself, the ground beneath your feet, the chair holding your body. Try to sit with these questions for just a moment. See where your mind takes you. Here we go. One more breath in and one more breath out. Can you think of 3 things that you are grateful for in the last 24 hours? They can be small things or big things, it doesn't matter. Do you know what you've been thinking about as you fall asleep at night? Have you been in tune to it? Have they been anxious thoughts or thoughts focused on productivity? Have they been thoughts of gratitude? Can you think of a glimmer, a memory, a place, a person that helps you feel a deep sense of peace or belonging? A deep breath in and a deep breath out. Thank you. I've discovered I love leading those deep breaths when I'm up here speaking. I try to work them in. Personal anecdotes aside, a 2017 Indiana University study took a look at the effects of gratitude on individuals that reported low mental health at the time. A disclaimer, this was a small study over a short period of time by scientific standards. Individuals that participated in gratitude practices or writing gratitude letters experienced more happiness over time than those that did not. It took about 4 weeks for the effects to become noticeable to those participating in the study. However, the effects increased over time and lasted months after the practice ended. This suggests that gratitude practices may alter our brain chemistry in a way that has a lasting positive effect. There are quite a few studies out there that show gratitude practices likely have a long-lasting positive impact on brain chemistry and overall well-being. I imagine there isn't a lot of money in gratitude, though, so I am uncertain if we'll ever get a long-term comprehensive study. But I do believe that these studies, in conjunction with the number of people that report increased well-being and gratitude practices, is enough to pass the risk analysis for changes in behavior. What's the worst that could happen? You spend a few minutes a little more mindfully throughout the day. Oh no. The other day, a friend of mine who generally pokes some fun at my more woo-woo or out there tendencies sent me a meme that said, maybe it's woo-woo, maybe it's quantum physics. And I thought maybe it's both. As a science teacher who enjoys practicing some more woo-woo notions in her private life, that resonated with me. Studies seem to suggest that gratitude practices do indeed have a positive effect on us. So how do we live a life that is aligned with gratitude? How do we call it in? How do we tune to it? Maybe it's woo-woo, maybe it's quantum physics. But here's what I have found to be true. The more you look for it, the more it finds you. This week, my favorite saying has been, I don't make the rules, I just figured them out. And this seems to be a rule I have stumbled upon. The more you look for something to complain about, the more it will find you. The more you look for reasons people won't like you, the more flaws you will find. I find we are primed to fall into these negative self-fulfilling prophecies. However, you can use it to your advantage. The more I look for gratitude, the more things I have to be grateful for. The more I look for happiness, the more happiness finds me. This is not a toxic positivity plot to get you to gaslight yourself into thinking everything's perfect. It's not, we're not, and very little seems okay right now. But you are capable of holding both, the weight of the world and the beauty of it, and you can be grateful for that. When I signed up to speak during the month of gratitude, I thought that I had this in the bag because I practice gratitude all the time. This would be a very easy one for me to write. But I found it really hard. It took me a long time because it felt so individual. It didn't feel like I was connecting it to something bigger. It was like 3 tips to be happier. And I didn't feel that that was meaty enough for me to come up here and speak. And then yesterday, I was able to connect it to the larger whole, right? Because while having a personal gratitude practice that makes you a little bit happier is fantastic, part of that is connecting to the bigger whole. And so, as with any imagination work, daydreaming is only half of the battle. You have to take action along with the dream. And I've been thinking about this a lot in an effort to expand my own gratitude practices. Are you giving and receiving gratitude? Are you engaging in meaningful ways that show your appreciation for this world? When you appreciate something, how are you showing that gratitude in a meaningful way? For example, I appreciate the beauty of my yard and all the beautiful creatures that live in it. The things I see out there are often the subjects of my gratitude posts on social media, and I can notice it and I can appreciate it, and that's wonderful. But how am I showing my appreciation for it? What is my relationship with it? I show my appreciation for the land I live on by planting natives and encouraging them to take up more space. I try to expand the native plants and allow spaces for the creatures that live on the land to take shelter and sustenance. I don't just think, oh, look at that pretty tree line with those pretty birds and that pretty fawn. I have formed a relationship with it, and in turn, it has produced even more beautifully. This year, we saw more box turtles than I have ever seen. We found not just 1 trillion plant like last year, but a whole stand of them right in our wooded area in the middle of town. And for the first time, we had monarch caterpillars. I planted milkweed about 5 years ago now, dozens of them. And I appreciated the beauty of the land and showed my gratitude by trying to nurture it. And in turn, the land gave back. I appreciate my good friend who's gifted at handiwork and helps us with our small tasks around our old home that we are not equipped to handle alone. I appreciate him and I tell him thank you. Sometimes I show my appreciation with monetary compensation when he'll allow it. But what is my relationship with that gratitude? How do I continue to build that relationship? You see, gratitude is only part of the larger system of care. Gratitude alone is akin to daydreaming. I notice this. It's nice. How delightful. Our society is often so hyper individualistic, so focused on what life has to offer us, that we forget we are part of the system. And the world is all a vast series of systems. So, where do we fall in the system of gratitude? Are we just a bystander? Or are we actively participating in that system? So, when my friend needs a babysitter, I always volunteer. I try to feed him when I can. And of course, I tell him we appreciate him whenever he helps out. There are countless examples I could give. The Carbondale Unitarian Fellowship is a great example. It asks its members not just for monetary appreciation, but for time and talent. And we freely offer those things in gratitude of the community found and the wisdom passed in this building. Some takeaway thoughts as I begin to wrap this up. I want us to all sit quietly and contemplate. Again, if you would like to pause to jot down a note or two, you can if you're so inclined. I'll try to move a little slowly and give us all time to marinate in these ideas just a little bit. So one more big breath in and a big breath out. Are you taking the time currently to pause and be grateful for the little things? Are you living in a way that is aligned with gratitude? Are you acting in a way that others feel gratitude towards you? To whom or what are you feeling most grateful for recently? In what ways can you give that appreciation back? Are you an active participant in the system of gratitude, or have you been a bit of a gratitude vampire, receiving but not actively giving back? If you have been, try not to shame yourself, but notice and ask yourself how you might align more fully with that system. If you were to choose something or someone that you are most grateful for this week, how would you work within the system of gratitude to show that appreciation? Last big breath in. Last deep breath out. Good job. A gratitude practice is a step toward a meaningful presence in our lives. When we are more present for the good things, we are more primed to show our appreciation for them. However, noticing is only the first step. It's a step I feel many people are missing in our world today, which is part of the reason I've been sharing my gratitude practices so widely. When we actively lean into what's going right in our lives and focus on imagining what we would like to build from, then we're putting precious energy into making the world a place that is better for all of us. A gratitude practice might be beneficial for us as individuals, but it can be used as a jumping off point for a more beneficial world for all of us by allowing us to focus on the things we want to actively show appreciation for in our lives. Whether it be an attempt at healing the land we now live on, mutual aid with someone you appreciate, volunteering at an organization you are grateful for, or sharing your talents in a community you enjoy. The system of gratitude is strengthened when we all tap into it. Thank you.
I would like to thank everyone who made this service possible, which includes everyone here and on Zoom. Thanks to Tim for telling us about the Rainbow Cafe. Yes. Thanks to Mallory for her heartfelt message. Thank you to our beautiful musicians, Tesserae. Thanks to Gilletta, our AV host. Thank you to Linda and Jerry for greeting. And thanks to Steve for his first time co-facilitating. Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Alex. Both for the thanks and for guiding me through this.
All you, Steve.
We're almost there. So if you would rise as you are willing and able, hold hands or your palms out for the benediction. Our benediction today is called A Grateful Heart by Reverend Sandra Fees. May you rise in the morning and greet the dawn with a grateful heart.
Throughout the day, may you accept the simple gifts that arise: food, shelter, water, sunshine, with a grateful heart.
May you greet others whose path you cross with that same gratefulness. And when evening comes,
may you greet sleep with a grateful heart and a heart of compassion and joy. Blessed be, amen. Go in peace with love for justice.
Whoa, yeah.
Oh.